Hey YouTube, I am coming to speak today to something that is pulling on my spirit, and so I had to talk to you about it, especially because it pertains to YouTube. If you don't know, I am a natural hair blogger, I am a natural hair stylist, and I'm also a licensed cosmetologist. Started off as a natural hair stylist, quote unquote, in about 2000 once I learned how to braid and cornrow, and then I started doing it on myself. And if I can do it on myself, I can do it on other people too. So I can braid. I always had a passion for it. I love to do it, so I labeled myself a natural hair stylist. 2009, I became a natural hair blogger when I myself went natural. And in 2013, I officially became a licensed cosmetologist. So that's just a little bit about my history, and to give you perspective on how I can speak to every point of view in this debate. So the topic is, why does natural hair cost so much in the salon, and or why is it so expensive to get your natural hair done? In this article that I came about today talked about it not being fair that a stylist, a professional stylist, is charging more for natural hair. It upsets me because the context behind it does not factor in the reasons or the cost of hairstyles. A professional hairstyle, I'll say. There's a difference between a professional and a kitchen beautician. A kitchen beautician, somebody who just watches YouTube University and thinks that they know the science and the art behind hair. Or a kitchen beautician is not going to use professional grade products. They're not going to know how to sanitize properly. They're not going to factor in cost of living. They're not going to factor in maintenance, and they're not going to factor in education, because more often than not they don't have that education to factor in. When you look at a professional, the way their cost structure typically is broken down, and this includes for natural hair, relaxed hair, any hair texture, it's going to include their time. You got to think about how much your time is worth. A stylist has to find out how much their time is worth. When you get vacation for your regular job, a stylist does not just get paid vacation. That has to be built into their cost structure at their profession, at their job as a stylist. So the hourly wage, you have to factor in how much it's going to cost for that stylist to afford that cell phone bill so you can text them, email them, and call them about your appointment. How much it's going to cost for their transportation to get to your appointment on time. How much it's going to cost for the food that they have to eat to have the energy to style your hair properly, listen to you while they're styling your hair, and get all that done in a timely fashion so you can go on about your day. That's just the time aspect of it. Then you factor in products. Professional products cost more than any consumer products is just off the shelf, because professional products typically include professional training. And so that training is not something you could just look at the back of a bottle and say, okay, I know how to do this for all types of hair textures. No, you have to really learn how to work with products, understand their synergy and how they react on different hair textures, because of course you want your stylist to know how to do your texture, your friend's texture, your mom's texture, and that knowledge doesn't just come out of nowhere. So that lends itself to training. You want your stylist to be knowledgeable about how to take care of your hair. You have to go to school for that. 1,500 hours of cosmetology school minimum. Once you finish that, that just gives you the basics. That just gives you a knowledge of the science. It doesn't tell you how to work with all textures, so you have to then take it further, go to classes, hair shows, product-based classes, hair cutting classes, coloring classes, texture management classes. There's a lot of different classes and education that go into understanding hair textures. If you want a knowledgeable stylist, of course their prices are going to be a little bit higher because they're paying for the education to gain that knowledge. On top of that, sanitation. You know, you can get hepatitis, you can get HIV, you can get lice, you can get so many other diseases, some of them not curable, from the beauty industry that is nails, and that is hair, that is massages. If you're a professional or if you're stylist or whatever, if they're not using proper sanitation. So if they don't wash that comb and the brush or the chair, if they're not disinfecting the tools that they're using on your hair, and they go put it on that person's hair and they cut their finger and don't clean up that blood the right way, you're walking out with a disease. And I can guarantee you most kitchen beauticians or people that are not properly trained do not know how to sanitize, let alone they don't sanitize. So when you think about that cheap price, you're risking your life, literally. So you have time, you have products, you have education, sanitation, and then comes maintenance. Think about the environment you want to walk into. You want to be able to go to a salon that smells nice, that looks nice, that's well kept. There's not things falling off the wall, there's not bugs everywhere. You want fresh towels, you want maybe some water when you come in. That stuff is not free. A stylist, we have to pay to provide that to you so your environment is relaxing and settling. So all these little pieces go into making up the cost of a service. So if you want to go to somebody that just has clothes laying on the floor, bugs walking all around, or is using the same combs that they used on somebody last week and got their same scalp buildup on it, go right ahead. But don't complain to a stylist that's a professional, that's actually taking care of business, that's knowledgeable about your hair, that's knowledgeable about products, that is on time for their appointment, that gets you in and out on time, about how much their services cost. Because that's like going to your job and saying, okay, I know this task requires you to work a little longer, but I'm not going to compensate you for that. You just do it. And you do it quickly, and you make sure that you pay attention, and you make sure that you clean up all your mess, don't leave any loose ends, and you smile while you're doing it. I'm not going to pay you extra. How would you feel? And speaking to the idea that relaxed styles are cheaper than natural hairstyles, you have to think, when you have relaxed on your hair, look how straight and easy your hair is to manipulate, hence why people relax the curl, so it makes it easier for them to do at home. So you have relaxer, you come to a salon, of course it takes no time for that stylist to shampoo your hair, wrap it, set you on the dryer, take another person, shampoo their hair, wrap it, put them under the dryer. When that first person comes out, style their hair, the next person comes out, style their hair. Stylist is able to juggle multiple clients. Be honest, most natural hair people or people with texture hair that come to the salon, you want your service to be personalized. You want it to be just you. So if I could have made, let's say, $100 on 2 people, charging them $50 each for the same appointment slot, the cost may very well equate to at least $85. Otherwise, I'm losing money. You have to think about time is money. And the time that a stylist is spending solely on your hair, they could otherwise be doing their services that they're also trained for on another hairstyle, whether it be relaxed or natural. So those factors play into the cost of textured hair services. So just think about what is important to you before you make the assumption or the judgment that we stylists are charging you too much to do something that YouTube taught you, when YouTube doesn't understand the pH, it doesn't tell you when and why to use certain products, it doesn't tell you whether or not you have a scalp issue in the back of your head that a cosmetologist could identify and get you the help that you need. YouTube doesn't tell you all that. Okay, so if you want to do your wash and go at home, do your wash and go at home. But if you want the professional advice and knowledge and skill of a professional, seek a professional that is knowledgeable in what you are looking for and invest in yourself. It's an investment in you. It's not us ripping you off. It's you're investing in your hair care, you're investing in your time, and you're investing in a service from a professional. That's just my 2 cents. I wrote a lot more in the blog post, which is below, so check that out for more information about the pricing of a professional versus that kitchen beautician. I love you guys. I will always love you regardless if you go to a salon or not. Just understand, before you demean a Black owned business and a traditional profession in our community, think about it. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye. I love hearing from you, so don't forget to leave a comment and connect with me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Curly New Growth.